Ahi ahi Māori e, ko Kahurangi tāku ingoa. Good afternoon, my name is Kahurangi and I'm coming live to use, well actually I'm not coming live to use, I'm making a recording for my vlog. So I'm vlogging in this afternoon and I just wanted to stop in and share the blessings, share some beautiful vibes and also just talk about the spiritual warfare that we're under, the attack that we're under from, say, New World Order, our establishment, um, those of, say, in government. They've all got a hidden agenda, and it isn't one that is safe. It isn't one for our safety. And as a grown woman, I am completely wise enough and mature enough and responsible people, and I have the courage and the confidence to know to take care of myself and to know how to conduct myself safely. I actually don't need the government or the police uh, tracking me and my whereabouts and controlling me. For instance, the other day I got pulled up. There was a spotter, a police officer, standing on the side of the road, and he assumed that I didn't have my seatbelt on. So I was waved to go park up on the side of the road, and then this police officer comes over to me, and in that moment I had just undid my buckle a little bit. It was just the buckle only came undone over here, and I grabbed my phone for my safety and I started recording, and I told him for my safety I'm going to start recording, and then I buckled my seatbelt back up. Now if I never had my seatbelt on, I would have had to pull it up from here. But because I did have it on, I only had to unbuckle it over here and buckle it back over there, which the officer that came over to talk to me, he could see that. He could visually see that. But he wanted to play, say, a silly game where even though he could see with his own two eyes that I had a seatbelt on, because the spotter, that's what the officers were calling him, could see me without a seatbelt on, he wanted to believe that instead of believing what he could see with his own two eyes. Now, I'm not confused with that whole situation. And so what was funny then is the officer says to me, "Do you know why you've been pulled up today, miss?" And I said to him, "No, I'm not a mind reader. Tell me." And he goes, "You don't have your seatbelt on." And I was like, "You can just see that I have it on." And he was like, "Yes, but the spotter didn't see it." And I'm like, "Mate, you're standing right here and you can see that I have it on." I was like, "This is police misconduct now because you can see that I do have it on." So I'm just sharing this little korero, this little talk with you, how pathetic and stupid it is to have people like public servants that are supposed to be protecting your peace, and then they're just causing utter nonsense. And because they knew that I was recording everything, they realized then that they couldn't falsely accuse me of anything because I was telling them this is misconduct, I haven't done anything wrong. And they realized that I actually have proof, and they're the ones going by hearsay, so therefore they had to let me go. So a lot of these vlogs of mine will be talking about how pathetic and corrupt the system is, and the importance of the spiritual warfare that we're under, and the importance of your confidence and your courage, and understanding how they must conduct themselves. I mean, if you're irresponsible, then I guess you're gonna get caught up in their stupid situations. But if you're somebody that's astute like me and just enjoying life and aware of how she carries herself safely and responsibly, then you'll know full well that you don't need any corruption coming into your boundaries, into your boundaries, into your private capacity. And yeah, so I just wanted to share that too, because understanding your private capacity can bring you a lot of peace um, and a lot of joy. And sometimes it can be just simple things like recognizing that maybe you don't have good friends, or maybe the company that you keep is, say, maybe not healthy for you. Maybe people, maybe there's a situation where you're taking people for granted, or people are taking you for granted, and sometimes you just need to kick back and take some time for yourself. I'm taking a lot of time for myself. I'm 39 years old, and I've realized that I've suffered from a lot of childhood trauma and generational trauma that had been conflicted onto my ancestors through, say, colonization, um, home invasions. We think that people have um, your best interests at heart, but you don't realize that they want to strip you of your identity and and dismiss who you are. So sometimes we have to take a step back and figure out, or forget who you think you are, in order to know who you are. Yeah. So those are some great tips for people to understand, and um, I find that my world is a lot more peaceful now, especially since my spiritual eye has been opened up. I did a live feed yesterday, a video yesterday of why is there so much corruption in the world, and when I watched over it, I was reminded of the spiritual warfare that we're under, and that we're heavily attacked by Satan, and there's a lot of demonic ways that are unnatural, um, like geoengineering, for instance. Cyclone Gabrielle has just been inflicted on Aotearoa, New Zealand, and a lot of people have died, and it's not due to natural disaster. It is controlled, man-made disasters. And that is all a part of spiritual warfare, us being attacked by spiritual warfare. And now we're getting forced into, it's been 5 years, and the world has changed drastically, where we now have had COVID lockdowns. We can already see that we're going to go into climate change lockdowns, which climate change is just a myth that they are getting, that you're forced to believe in anyway, with all these stupid fake disasters that are happening in the world due to the HARP weather machines, geoengineering, oh, chemical warfare, bio warfare. I say chemical warfare because Our airways are being sprayed by 1080. Our water's being sprayed by 1080. So we're under attack by poisonous chemical warfare, synthetic foods. Yeah, it's becoming a really fake world, and we have to be able to identify what is real fact from fiction, what is facts and what is fiction, what is real and what isn't real, and what do you believe in, where are you going, and what are you doing. For instance, a lot of people have lost their homes and their possessions, and the energy around that whole situation, personally myself, I feel like it's really dramatized, and I don't understand why our government just doesn't print up some more fake ass money and give it to the people so they can continue on living a life of abundance. But instead, the government's going to lead us into a mindset of scarcity and poverty, and they're going to make us clean up a mess that they created. They actually created this so that they could force us into whatever solution they have, and the solution is smart cities, which is also utter bullshit, because they don't need to do that. So the importance for me to have this platform is to maybe open people's perspective up into another realm of spirituality, where all we need is ourselves. You're the gold. And they can take away all these possessions and our shelters, and actually, if you look at the cyclone, they can actually kill us too. They're psychos. So it's important for us to make these genuine connections with one another, but it's also an uprising of turning away from being dependent on a system that is broken and it's doing what it's meant to do, and 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 comprehending when enough is enough. You know, all we want to do is live our lives and just be happy. We don't really want to live our life in poverty and scarcity and having this rich class and poor class and middle class. Um, there's enough abundance in the world for everyone to just have one class. Personally, myself, I'm finding more comfort in just withdrawing back into myself, and being able just to add in my 5 cents where I can, and just be like, hey, you either want to listen to this little bit of gold that I have to share with you, or you don't. I'm not forcing it on anybody. So I just want to say all praises to the Most High, and I want to give thanks and praises to the Most High, Ahaya Asher Ahaya, and yeah, thank you for your wisdom, thank you for your word, and thank you for your wisdom. Have a wonderful day.